Hey everyone, I'm just going to do this quick Bible review for the Augustine Bible published by the Augustine Institute. It's an ESV Catholic edition, which is basically just ESV with the deuterocanonical books sprinkled in the Old Testament. It's published by the Augustine Institute in this beautiful slipcase. It has kind of like a clothy, thick. It's not cardboard. It might be cardboard. It's got just like a really unique texture to it. It's not cloth, but it's kind of rough. The Bible itself is paperback. I have this RSV from Ignatius Press, this Catholic Bible, to compare the size. As you can see, it's pretty much close to the same width. It's a paperback. This is a paperback. It doesn't have gilded edges or ribbon marker. This used to have ribbon marker, but I took it out. This is in bonded leather, this RSV, and this is in just regular paperback. But this one is Smythe sewn, which is very good. It means it lays flat and the pages won't fall out. It's crazy to me that it's the year 2020 and there are still publishers putting out Bibles with glued binding. If you are a publisher and you're putting out Bibles in glued binding, there are $15 Bibles that you can get with sewn binding. There is no excuse to have that much disrespect for this book by publishing it with garbage binding. Just, if you're out there and you're doing that, there's a new Catholic Bible that just came out, the New Adventure Catholic Bible. Apparently it has glued binding. I mean, like, what's going on? Why would you do that? Sorry, mini rant over. The one thing I think that the Augustine Bible has over the Ignatius Bible is the Ignatius Bible was printed with these ugly yellow pages. I don't know why the pages are so yellow and just dark. Really not a fan of that. These are nice and white. I'm almost wondering if maybe they printed this yellow to kind of reduce the ghosting. I'm not sure what the reason was, but this Bible has a fair bit of ghosting, as you can see. It's not line match. They should have made it line match, but they didn't. If anyone from the Augustine Institute is watching this, if you make a new one of these, just keep the layout the same, or the paper the same. It's very good. It's a little bit on the thin side, but they have to do that to make it portable. But if they make a new edition of this book, just do it line matched. Like, line match would fix most of the ghosting problems. Other than that, I'm not going to go in depth and like go through the actual text itself, because there's not much to say. It's an ESV just with the extra books added. But I do want to show a couple of things. The additions to Daniel and Esther was the first thing that I wanted to know about. This right here, as you can see, chapters 13, 14, and the song of the three youths. It's all in italics. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know. It just feels wrong having these sections in italics and having the rest of it in regular text. I should just put it in italics. I mean, not for any particular reason. I just don't like reading long texts in italics. It just feels kind of dumb. But whatever, that's not a deal breaker. If they want to do that, then, well, they have the right to do that. I'm personally going to voice my opinion and say that I don't care for that. The Ignatius Catholic Bible does the exact same thing, except in the Ignatius Bible, for some reason, they put the Song of the Three Youths in italics, but then Susanna, Belle and the Dragon are in regular font, so I don't get that. But anyways, this Bible is very nice. It lays flat from the very beginning to the very end of the book, so that is a big plus. The Ignatius Bible doesn't do that because the cover is cheap and it just snaps closed. You can't open it at the last page. So this one gets extra points for that. And then in the back, they just don't have a concordance or anything, so that's sad. I wish there was a concordance with the deuterocanonical books added in the concordance as well, but they just have the standard color ESV maps. So got all these, and then I'll show the just the introduction as well. The cover feels so nice, even though it's a paperback. It's a very high quality paperback. It feels laminated, you know. Here's the table of contents just to show the ordering of the books, and here is the foreword. I'll just show that if you want to read that, you can pause here. There you go. So, very good Bible. My only complaints about the Bible is that obviously the pages aren't gilded, which would be nice, and I wish the cover was leather. Although maybe if there was a leather cover like with the Ignatius, because the Ignatius does have sewn binding, so I don't really know why it doesn't lay flat like this one does. Maybe it's better that it's paperback because then it lays flat easier. My main complaint is just that the pages, it's nice that they're not yellow like the Ignatius Bible, but the ghosting is a bit too much on some pages. Like, it's not a problem on some pages, but then other pages you're reading and it's just like, ugh, it looks gross. So maybe if the text was line matched or the paper was just like slightly more opaque somehow, that would be great. This Bible would pretty much be perfect then. I know that so the story behind this is basically that a council of Catholic bishops in India, I think, looked over the text of the ESV and made some slight tweaks to kind of correct some of the biases, I guess, or some of the issues in the text, and so it's not the exact same ESV text as you'll find in a Crossway ESV or whatever. There are some minor changes to the text. I saw a list of them online. I forget what any of them are. They're all very minor. They don't really matter that much unless you're crazy and obsessed with nuances and stuff. But overall, this is better than the Ignatius RSV, because I like the ESV more than the RSV. This doesn't have breath marks in the names, which is great. I don't know why the Catholic RSV has breath marks in the name. That's kind of annoying. They could probably lessen the pages of the... There's so many breath marks. If they took them all out, they could probably save like several pages in that book. There's so many. But yeah, if I had to choose between this one or the Ignatius RSV, I'd probably go with this one. And since it's not in leather, if you really want it in leather, I don't know if the Augustine Institute is ever going to release this in leather with ribbon and gilding, but if they do, that would be great. This is just the first printing of it that's come out. So if you're a Catholic or Orthodox, you're looking for at least semi-complete Old Testament, this is an excellent option to go. The only thing that might be a problem is that, you know, some people might not like the price because it's a paperback and it's actually pretty pricey. So if they do release a leather edition, I'm scared to see how much that would cost if this is how much a paperback costs.